of the class. If your members are static, prefix your class name and call. Am I right? And then I explained you where we need to create the instance of the class. Where we need to create the instance of the class. Yeah. Where we need to create the instance of a class. If you want to create the instance of a class within the class, it can be created under static blocks. And generally we do it in main method because main is the entry point. Second option is that your instance can be created out of the class also. Instance can be created out of the class also. If you are creating an instance out of the class, guys remember, if you are creating an instance out of the class, it can be created in any block, a static block, non-static block, doesn't matter, anywhere it can be created. But within the class, compulsory the creation should be done under static block. Okay? And main is a static block or not? Are you ready for the class? Open the mouth here. Is main a static block or not? Main is a static block. So generally, we are creating our instance in the main because main is a static block. Second reason, entry point of the program. First reason is static block. Second reason is entry point of the program. These are the two reasons why instance creation is generally done under main. Are you clearer or not? So let us do it today. So in the current class, we defined 4 methods. In the current class, we have defined 4 methods. Shiva, did you read the notes? Did you read the notes? So in our current class, we have 4 methods. All these 4 methods are non-static, correct? Because they are non-static, if we want to call them, what should I do? Create the instance of the class. We need to create the instance of the class. Where should I create? Main method. Why? Main is a static block. So we need to create the instance in the main method. So let us come to main method. Create the instance of the class now. Okay, watch. Program T is equals to new program. So is how you create the instance of a class now. What is the syntax? Class name, instance name is equals to new class name, open the braces and close it. So we are creating an instance. Now, when you create the instance, internally, all the required memory gets allocated. Are you clearer or not? When you create the instance internally, all the required memory gets allocated. It is going to allocate all required memory right now. Okay, now? So now the memory allocation is performed here once the instance creation has been done. Okay, and now you observe this. Because you have created the instance, within the class, it should be created under static block. Suman, read the notes. That's why I say you. Within the class, you need to create in static only. Out of the class, anywhere. Within the class, static only. Okay. So created the instance. And now see, P dot. You can call your methods now. What the first method? Test1. Okay. So we are calling the method test1. Just a minute. Run the code F5. See that. Entered multiplication table of 5. It entered the multiplication table of 5. Suppose guys, tomorrow You call this method for 10 times. All 10 times, you will get the result as the multiplication table of 5 only. No changes. That is why we said this is static in behavior. This is static in behavior. Why? Because how many times you call it, every time you will be getting the same result. That is why we said this is static in behavior. Second method, test 2. Just to separate the outputs, let me add a line break here, guys. One line break I'm adding here. Okay, now I'm just adding a line break. Okay. Now P dot test 2. I'm calling the method test 2. But remember, test 2 requires 2 parameters. First parameter, the number for which you want to print the multiplication table. Second parameter, upper bound. Upper bound. Lower bound is 1. Upper bound is your choice. See now, I'm passing 8, 15. So now say it will print you the multiplication table of 8 up to 15. Suppose if I say 8, 12. Now you will get the multiplication table up to 12 only. So understood the upper bound what is specified? Until 12 only you get the result now. 8 to 12. And see, can I call this method another time now? Can I call this method another time? Now I can call the method one more time. And now I want to print the multiplication table of 9 up to 15. You can call this method for 10 times and print 10 different numbers multiplication table. But this one, you call 10 times also, you will get the multiplication table of 5 on. Are you clearer or not? That is the difference. Okay, fine. So we called these two. So these two are value returning or non-value returning? These two are value returning or non-value returning? Non-value returning. Last day we discussed these two are non-value returning. Void methods. So calling non-value returning method. Okay. Next. Just to separate the output, I'm adding one more line break. Now, calling value returning methods. How do you call value returning method? P dot test 3. Remember, test 3 is a value returning method. Value returning method in the sense, it is not going to display any output on the monitor. Run and see. You won't get any output on the monitor for test 3. Why, sir? Array. Go and look at the test 3. Do you have any print statement in that? Then why will it show? It won't show. Then what it will do? It will return the result to you. How did you capture the value of a read line? String str is equals to console.read line. Same way, string s1 is equals to. Are you clear or not? Now, after execution, the result will come into. Yeah, after execution, the result will come into S1. Now, the result you want to print on the monitor, you want to save in a database, or you want to save in a file, is your choice now. It will only give you results. After giving the results, what you want to do with the result is your choice. Are you getting my point or not? I want to store this string in a database. Write the database code, send the string to the database, it gets saved in the database now. I want to save in a file. Write the code for saving the content in a file now. No, I want to print on the monitor. That's all. Print it. Okay. Console dot write line. Yes, one. Hello world. But this is static. Even I call it 10 times also, the result is hello world done. But next method, string s2 is equals to p dot test4. Remember, test4 takes a parameter. What a parameter? String. So I'm passing hello India. Console dot write line yes to. Are you clear? The given string is first converted to uppercase and then printed for you on the monitor. So that is what exactly happens here. Hope you guys are clear? Yes or not? So this is how exactly the execution is going to take place. What happens if we create instance in non-static block? You went to a doctor on a problem, and the doctor said that is a common problem, no need any medicines. No need any medicines. And now you're asking a question, what if I take medicines? Then you take it here, who will stop you? Array, no need to create an instance in the non-static. You need this instance only in the static, I'm telling you. And you are asking the question, what will happen if I create it? Create. Nothing will happen. Not required. When the doctor said no need any medicines, if you say no, I will take medicine, take it. Who will stop you? That's your headache. Understood my point? I say the rule. Okay. Instance creation within the class is generally done in the static block. That's it. That's the rule. I will create a non-static cell, create. No problem. But why do you want to do useless things? Is the point clear? No need of doing useless things now. When not required, I will create an instance means that is foolish. Okay. When you are required to create instance, only in the static blocks only that is required. In non-static blocks, it's not required. Okay, then within the class. But you go out of the class, then you can create a static, non-static, anywhere you can create. But within the class, it is always static. Okay, fine. So am I clear about calling non-static, sorry, non-value returning and value returning methods? Non-value, directly call them, you will see the result on the monitor. Value returning methods, you need to capture the results and again print them on the monitor. So this is how you are going to call the members. Am I clear? Any doubts? What was the first thing we done? We created a project. The project came with a default class called as program. Inside of the program class, I defined 4 methods. And if at all I want the methods to execute, what should I do? Call them. I need to call them. How to call? If you want to call them, 2 things we need to understand here. What are they? Is this methods a static or non-static? If they're static, prefix the class name and call. Example, write line, read line, these are all static. We're not creating the instance of the console. How are you calling? Console.write line, console.read line. If the methods are non-static, how to call? Create the instance, prefix the instance name and call it. So our 4 methods are non-static. That is what did I do first? Louder. Created the, now with the help of that instance, I called all the 4 methods. Hope I'm clear. Okay. What next? See guys. Actually, reusability. Object-oriented programming basically has a concept called as reusability. I repeat, object-oriented programming basically have a concept called as reusability. What is reusability? You define a set of methods in a class. I want to consume the same methods from another class. I want to consume these methods from another class. You can consume in 2 ways. Option 1, inheritance. Option 1 is inheritance. Already said you, when you inherit, parent class member will now become a member of the child class and child class can directly call the members. Okay, now option 2 is creating an instance and calling. Option 1 is inheritance. Option 2 is creating a instance and calling. Guys, we are not checking inheritance now. We are not checking inheritance now. We'll learn about this inheritance going forward because I need to explain you completely with encapsulation, abstraction. After that, I'll teach you inheritance. We'll try the second option. What is the second option? Create an instance and call. Create a instance and call. What is that? You can create the instance of this program class in another class. I repeat, you can create the instance of the program class in another class and call the methods of the class. Understood or not? Okay. So what is that? You can create the instance of this class in another class and call the methods. Let us try this. I want to add a new class in the project. I want to add a new class in the project. I already explained you how to do that. Open the Solution Explorer, right click on the project, add new item, add new item. Opens a window, select class, give a name to your class, any name you like. I want to give the name of the class as test program. I want to test the program class here. So what I'm calling test program. Okay. Click on the add button. New class is added. And what next, guys? If you want to run this class, what to do? Go to the Solution Explorer, double click on the project. It opens your project property window, and here you should write what? Startup object. Startup object. What is the startup object? Dot test program. Oops project is your namespace. That cannot be changed. Okay. And what is the class name? Test program is your class. Okay. Come on. Now, let us do one thing. What's it? I want to call the program class methods from here. I want to call the program class methods from here. Okay. You can, how sir? Watch. Write a main method. Create the instance of the program class. See, A is the name of the instance, guys. You can give any name you like, no problem. It is not like you're required to give it as P only. Anything you can give, no problem at all. Just that is the instance name. See, variable name. Are there any standards to give a name to a variable? You can give any name to a variable. So this is also same. Instance name also is your choice. Use your name as a name of the instance, no problem. Only thing is, don't use any spaces. Don't use any spaces, that's all. Any name can be used. So I use the simple name. What is the name? E. See, I'm giving the name as OBJ. No props here. Any name you can give. Sorry. Okay. Now see, what did you do? We created instance of program in a test program. Now you can start calling the methods of the program class now. OBJ dot test one. OBJ dot test one. Okay. Console dot right line. See, now also test one will print the same result. Now also test one will print the same result. Next, OBJ dot test. Remember, in the previous example, you called this method to print the multiplication table of 8 up to 12, correct? Now I'm writing 9, 15. Now see, within the project, I can call this method in 10 different places and print the multiplication table of 10 different numbers now. You understood what the meaning of dynamic now? Yes or not? That is what dynamic in the sense. But see, test one is static. Earlier also we got the output of 5 only. Now also we got the multiplication table of 5 1. But see here, in the previous example, you got the multiplication 8 up to 12. Now 9 up to 50. Dynamic. Okay. Next. Again, console dot right line. Array, this right line only I'm adding to separate the outputs. That's all. Otherwise, all are combined out just to separate the outputs I'm using. Okay. Next. String S1 is equals to obj dot test3. Console dot right line S1. Again, same output. Okay, look at this carefully, all of you. Look at this. What are you assigning to S1? obj dot test3. Without and this S1 after printing, there is no use of S1 anywhere in the code now. And after printing the value, there is no use of S1 anywhere in the code. Without unnecessary declaration of a variable here, you can directly write array. We tried earlier na int dot parse console dot read line. First inside method executes. Result will be taken by the outside method. Now also same. First what will execute? Test or right line? First which method will execute? Test3 or right line? Test3. What will test3 do? Return the result. Now the result is captured by right line. Prints the result. Is it clear? First test3 will execute, returns a result. The result is now captured by right line and prints the result. See, without writing two lines, one thing is enough. Array, same way you tried int dot parse console dot read line. Same. Now you tell me, calling the last one. Come on, yaar, open the mouth. Console dot right line. Obj dot whatever the name. Test4. But test4 requires a parameter. Hello. You can see now. Got a different result. Is that clearer, everyone? Yes or not? So we can call them within the class, out of the class also. If you want to call within the class, instance creation should be done in the static block. When you call out of the class, you can create instance anywhere now. See, you're calling the methods of program in test program, not within the class. You're calling out of the class. Am I correct? This instance creation can be done in the static block also, non-static block also. Anywhere, static or non-static. Watch it. We'll show you. Watch this. Look at this, all of you. I want to add a new method in this class now. I want to add a new method in this class. What is the method? Public void some name. This method is static or non-static? Fast man. Be active. How many times I should tell you? This is non-static. Now see, this is all code. Let me copy here. Let me cut here. Paste. See now, the instance is getting static or non-static? Non-static. Out of the class, it can be created under static also, non-static also. Within the class, static. Are you clear? But now this code won't execute. Why this code won't execute? Why will it execute? Earlier written in the main. Main is called implicitly, but call methods is not called. You should call methods to execute now. What to do? Create the instance of the current class. What is the current class? And call methods. Watch. Test program TP is equals to new test program. TP dot call methods. TP dot call methods. Run. Am I clear? So what is that? Within the class only, we have a restriction to create the instance in the static block. Out of the class, you will create in a static blocker, you will create in a non-static blocker, is your choice. No problem at all. If you want, you can do like this also. Watch it. This instance I am creating here. This instance I'm creating here, not within the method. Where I created within the class, executing or not. See, out of the class, anywhere you can create. When static, non-static, anywhere you can just create the instance. Okay, then we create out of the method. I'll tell you in what scenarios we'll create out of the method. I'll tell you. Okay, we'll just talk about it. Meanwhile, am I clear with all these things? So this is what I explained you in the last class. First, I explained everything to you. Or we can do it like this. We can do it. Now today I've shown you everything practically how this code works. Can we run both the classes at same time? Array Sumant, both classes are running now. Right? One class is running, two classes are running now. Answer me. Now one class is running, two classes are running. Two classes are running. What is your startup class? Louder. Means execution starts from test program. Correct? Afterwards, you created instance of program and calling the methods. Then one class or two classes. Two classes are executing. You cannot set a two as a startup object. You need to run one, and from there you need to run the second. Did you catch my point or not? Tomorrow you have 100 classes in the project. Or 100 at a time if you run, what output will come here? Did you understand me? 100 classes at a time if I run, what output will you see? I will show you outputs. You can't run like this. You can run only one class. But under that one class, you can create the object of the remaining 99 classes now. Means you run one class and that will run you the 99 also. Total 100 classes are running now. Now also how many classes are running? Two classes. First class, first program. And this is calling program. Execution starts from test program. And from there you go to program. Okay. So another class. You have another class. Create the instance of that and also and call your methods possible. Okay. What's your question? Tell me. I'll repeat it. What is your confusion? What you did not understand? Tell me that. Instance calling. We are not calling instance. We are creating the instance. We are creating the instance. See, basically, I'll show you how the execution happens to you practically. Watch. Just a minute. I'll come back in 2 minutes. Just Watch it. Actually, what is your startup object? Test program. Means what is the meaning? I'm telling start the execution from test program. Start the execution from test program. In test program, who will execute first? Main method. Entry point is always main method. So when I run the code, control comes to main method. Clear? Huh? What will happen first? We'll create the instance of the current class. We'll create the instance of the current class. After creating the instance of the current class, it will call methods. It will call methods. What will happen? The control will now jump to call methods. The control will now jump to call methods. What call methods is doing now? Call methods is now creating the instance of program class and calling you all the 4 methods in the program class now. Did you understand the flow? Okay, I repeat. What are you doing? You are telling start the execution from test program. So the control first goes to test program's main method. In the main method, what is happening? Creating the instance of the test program class only and calling its own method. What is the method? Call methods. Control jumps to call methods. What it will do? Creates the instance of program. And after creating the instance of program, it is going to call you the methods of program class. Understand? You want to see that practically? Watch. I'll show you practically. Watch it. All your execution starts from here, right? To see this, we have a concept called as debugging. Debugging. What is debugging? Debugging is a process of watching the step-by-step execution of the code. Watching the step-by-step execution of the code. How your code executes step by step, you can watch the complete process. It will help you in 2 ways. One, to understand the logic. To understand the logic, you have a for loop. How the for loop runs, you can debug and watch now. You have a nested for loop. How the nested for loop is running, you can debug and watch. Second thing, we use debugging a lot in the tomorrow real time to identify the problems. To identify the problems. See, I have a class with 10,000 lines of code in it. 10,000 lines. Client reported there is an error. I'm getting an error. Where is the error? 10,000 lines of code is there. Where is the error? Which line? How do you know? Debugging. You're required to start the debugging. Just to check line by line on which line is the error coming, why is the error coming. We identify like this one. You should have excellent debugging skills if at all you want to build a perfect code. Or if you want to understand the code. Tomorrow, you go and sit in a company. When you go and start working in a company, will they directly place you under any new project? Will all of you get a chance to work in new project? 90% existing projects only. There only you'll be working because you came freshly. A new project won't be started. Existing projects. Because already code is there. And you need to understand that code first. And to understand that code, what you require to do? Debug. Where is it starting? What is happening? All the things. How to debug the code? Watch. I want to debug the code from the starting point. What is the starting point? Main method. Main method, right? Put your cursor inside the first line of the main method. Put your cursor in the first line of the main method and press F9. F9. It will create you a breakpoint. It will create you a breakpoint. Another way is click on the corner. Click on the corner in this corner and just click on it. That also will create it. One option is F9 here. Second option is just come here and go to this corner, click there, that's all. Breakpoint is created. Okay, now again you click, breakpoint is deleted. First click, second click. Understood? Add a breakpoint. Okay, now start the debugging now. Start the debugging. How to F9? Sorry, F5. What is F5? Remember, start debugging. F5 means start debugging. I showed you in the debug menu. You will see that also. What is that? Start debugging. So come on, F5 starts debugging. Execution stops on that line. Execution stops on that line. Generally, when I run, output came up directly on the monitor. Now it is not coming. Why? Execution stopped on that line. See the monitor, there is no output on the monitor. Why? Execution stopped there. Okay. Now I want to come to the next line of execution. I want to come to the next line of execution. F10. What is the shortcut? F10. Guys, all of you, if your keyboard has a function key, if your keyboard has a function key, my keyboard doesn't have a function key. All keyboards will not have function key. F10 key in the last line you will find now called as function key. If you have a function key, this F9 and F10 will not work. You are required to press function F9, function F10. Are you clear? It will be complicated to catch both the two keys. That is why I'm also telling you, without using F9, F10, what will also I'm telling you? What is that? Create a breakpoint, does that you click here? Yes or not? Suppose you clicked F9, it did not work. By function F9, you should click. I don't have function key, that's F9 is working. If you have a function key, F9 won't work. You should press function F9. That headache, I said you a simple option. What is that? I click on the corner here, they create a breakpoint too. Okay. Now how to go to next line? I want to come to next line. F10. F10. We call it as step over. So whoever has a function key, you should press function F10. Are you clearer or not? Otherwise, watch here. You have the option. So you guys who have function key, use that, guys. Without holding two keys, just with your mouse, click on that. Clear, huh? Okay. See now, F10 created instance came to next line. Red line is a breakpoint. Yellow is to indicate the execution is on this line. Yellow indicates the execution is on this line. Which line? Call methods. Understood? Say the execution is on this line, not executed still. Watch it. No output still. Now again, F10 execution completed. See. Are you clearer or not? Understood? Okay. So let us recollect again. What first? First create a breakpoint. How to create a breakpoint? F9. Next, start the debugging. How to start the debugging? F5. Or already click then. Click here. I showed you this option now. Click here. Debugging starts. Now, how to go to next line? F10. 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 We should go to F10 like this. Clearer? Okay, fine. Guys, actually, I want to see what is happening inside of the call methods. I want to see what is happening inside of the call methods. Are you clearer or not? Okay, let us see. Okay, you tell me how to come to next line? F10. Now if I say F10, it will come to next line. But I want to go in, I want to see what is happening inside of the call methods. If that is the case, you should hit F11. F11. Step into. What is that? Step into. Watch it. This is step over. Step into. F11. Are you clearer? Okay. You will even find them in the debug menu also. You will even find them in the debug menu also. Clearer or not? Which one is comfortable to you, use it. Okay, watch. Now, if I press F11, what happens? What I said to you, execution starts from here. It will call methods. Control jumps to call methods. Correct? See, F11. Control came to call methods now. Are you clearer? Again, F10 created instance of program. Calling the first method. Which method? Test one. See there. You will see one by one output only now. Why? Test one only executed. Are you clearer or not? Next, again, F10 line break printed. One extra line break added. See, cursor is on the next line. Now, this one. I want to see what is happening inside of the test 2 now. If I say F10, it will come out. No. I want to see what is happening inside test 2 now. What shall I click? F11. Wait. You came to program class and there you are able to see the execution of test 2 method now. See now, I is equals to 1. I less than or equal to UB. What is the value of UB? Your mouse there, it will tell you. X is 9. UB is 15. What is I value? 1. Is 1 less than 15 or not? Yes. So what happens? Comes in prints. 9 ones are 9. See now, one by one line you will see now. Are you clear? Again, I plus plus, I becomes 2. Condition true. Printing the second. See? Now, I3, condition true. Printing 9 threes are 27. Are you clearer or not? I said you array programs to you now. Write them in Studio and debug them. For loops, nested for loops. I used lots of things. Debug them. You will now understand how the code is executing. Your mouse, when you come to a line, put your mouse will show you value. Value of I. What a value? Everything it will show you. Okay? See, like this. Until the loop execution is completed, you can just do your debugging now. Are you clear? Guys, I understood the logic. But till now only printed until 7. Still another 8 values should be printed. Result, how many times I'm clicking on F10? 1, 2, 3. If I click 3 times, one result is printed. Yes or not? How many are printed? 8. Still 7. This I should click on another 21 times now. Yes or not? I understood the logic. I don't want to do debugging anymore. Means I don't want to debug this method anymore. Shift F11. Step out. Step into. Step out. Step out. Are you clearer or not? Okay. So what to press? Shift F11. See there, it came out and see. Okay now? Again, F5. F5. You want to see what is happening inside test 3? F11. Otherwise, F10. I want to see what is happening inside test 4. F11. Converting the string into uppercase. Returning the string. The returned string is going to be printed for you on the monitor. Okay. Now this method execution is completed now. From there you came to here. From the main method I came here. Correct? You're back there. You're back. Afterwards, read line. See that. Understood? Now tell me, what are the shortcuts I said? First one. Yeah. Not F5 first. F9. First one is, what is F9? Creating a breakpoint, not to start the debug. Create a breakpoint. F5, start debugging. F5 is start debugging. How to go to next line? F10, how to go inside a method? F11, how to come out of the method? Shift F11. What do we call F10 is step over. Simple English, man. Step over. F11, step inside. Shift F11, step out. Understood or not? Go to the F5. F5 is start debugging. All of you observe. Initially, initially, just a minute. You go to debug. What is it showing? Start debugging. Now again, if you go here, it will show you as continue. Array, earlier it showed you start debugging. Now it is showing you continue. What is continue, sir? Continue means I started the debugging. Afterwards, I decided not to debug. If you press F5 again, it continues. Are you clearer or not? Okay, I repeat. Start the debugging, F5. Breakpoint is there, stopped it. Now I decided not to debug. Again, F5. Understood what is continue? Start, continue. I'll show you one more thing. What is continue exactly? Watch. I have one breakpoint here. I can place any number of breakpoints. I have another breakpoint here. 1 year, 1 year. Multiple breakpoints. Okay, start. See, you are here. Now, if I press F5 again, it will jump directly to the second breakpoint. F5, third breakpoint. F5, fourth breakpoint. F5, fifth breakpoint. F5. Nothing there. It's okay. So, guys, did you understand what is start and continue? First time start. Continue means go to next. Both it will do. Well, see, to run a program, I said you F5, control F5. Two options, do you remember? One is F5. Second one, control F5. That also is shown you. Correct? What is the difference between the two? Let me explain you. See, what is control F5? What is control F5 is, how many breakpoints are there in the code? 5 breakpoints. What is control F5? Control F5 means without debugging. What is the meaning, you know? Don't stop at any breakpoint. Don't stop at any breakpoint. Are you clear? Don't stop at any breakpoint. Control F5, directly execute off. I did not give any notes of this shortcuts. They are in the debug menu. They are in the debug toolbar. Are you clear? And these are simple. F5, F9, F10, F11, Shift F11, Control F5. Are you clear? F5, start debugging. Control F5, start without debugging. F9, create a breakpoint. F10, step over. F11, step into. Shift F11, step out. Okay? From today onwards, if you get an error, first make the habit of debugging the code. Are you clear? If there is compile time error, you need to fix it. If you get runtime error, just go for debugging. You will understand correctly what is the problem. Not only find out the error, to understand the logics also. Are you clear? For you all to practice for your interviews, for you all to practice for your particular interviews, in the end of your notes, guys, for you all to practice for your interviews, in the end of your notes, I given some logical programs for you to practice. Write a program to print a given number as a tomorrow interviews. These questions only will be asked. Understood? I given the complete code to you. What you will do, create a project with the name called logical programs. Start adding one by one class. Write the class. Debug it. Debug. See, just now, for loop, obviously, it's showing na. It will show you each and everything. What happens in the if condition? What happens in the loop? Everything it will show you. Finally, displays the result here, whether it is a prime number or not a prime number. Take one program as a target every day. Take one program as a target every day. You should be comfortable in that to write your code without looking into the notes. That is what. One program only, just concentrate. Concentrate on all at a time. One day, one program target. Try to understand the logic. Self-learning. No one will spoon feed you going forward. You need to learn on your own. Are you clearer? So today you have Googles and all here. When we land, we don't have any of these things. We don't have these many resources available. Okay, self-learning. That's all. So you should practice that. You should get acquainted. Always don't try to depend on someone. You must be doing all on your own. Okay. So many programs again. Swapping two numbers, reverse of a number, binary value of a number, palindrome or not, Fibonacci series, factorial, Armstrong number, sum of digits to single digit. Means, suppose you give 543. What is the sum? 5 plus 9, 9 plus 12. Sum of digits is 12. But I want to get single digit. Means 1 plus 2, 3. So here it will give you 12. Here it will give you 3. Until the single digit I just done. Next. Write a program to print a given number in words. I given 124. It should print here 124. Next. Leap year or not. Large number in an array. Reverse of the string. Number of words in each string. Length of a string. Number of characters in each string. Not string reverse, words reverse. Hello, how are you? You are. Hello, how? Hello. Not string reverse, words reverse. Converting it to lowercase. Converting it to uppercase. You'll have a doubt. So to convert in uppercase, we have done it simply now. All this code is without using predefined libraries. All these programs are without using predefined libraries. They will use the library to upper. Tomorrow entry will ask you a question. Can you convert a given string into lowercase without using lower? You need to write the logic now. Understood? And if you're strong there, you're a good programmer. I'll call 2 over means why you are 10th class student also can do. Calling 2 over anyone can do. You don't require to be engineer for that. Simple. You need to know the logics. Okay. Next. Staying into Pascal case. Remember Pascal case now? First character of every word should be uppercase. Next. How many unique characters are in the string? How many duplicate characters are in the string? Roman number. You give a number, it will print you a Roman number of it. Pattern programs. Patterns. and different patterns to you. I given the results also, what you should get. Finally, if I simply say, you need to understand, that's given the result. That result you should achieve. Various pattern programs. Next, sortings, bubble sat, selection sat, insertion sat, shell sat, quick sat, sorting algorithms, all the sorting programs again. Nearly some 30, 40 programs are given you with code for you to practice. It's up to you now. How much efforts are you putting on that? Are you clearer or not? So every one of you just try to practice each and every program carefully. Tomorrow, that will help you a lot in the interviews. When you go to interviews, they'll ask you these questions. Is it clearer? Okay, so fine. So basically, what they want to test will be like your logical skills. Your logical skills. So are you writing the logic correctly or not? Calling predefined, anyone can do. You don't require to be an engineer for that. Anyone can do. So what the logical skills should be improvised. Clearer or not? Okay. Take a separate project. Write one class. Debug it. Understand. Try to write comments for every line. What is happening on this line? What is happening on this line? What is happening on this line? Tomorrow when you look also, it will be easy for you to refer. Okay, now 81 pages. There are 280 pages here. 40 pages space when it's converted to PDF, the pages got reduced, I think. That's all. It is 81, you did not download correctly. So can you download it again? 240 pages space, no worries. Because I given in Word and you download in PDF. When you download in PDF, the sizes will change. Okay. If you want to download in Word, see guys, if you guys want to download this in Word, okay, what is the benefit of creating multiple breakpoints? Array. When I have 10,000 lines of code, I don't require to debug every line. Nah. So when you print multiple breakpoints, okay, this is clear. You can jump to another place now. That is foolish question. Notes is not available. Yeah, that's what. 240 or 249 based on your PDF version. But if you want to download in Word, you guys, if you want to download in Word, okay, you can download it like this. Watch. Open the Google Classroom. Yeah, this is our group now. I'll do one thing here. I may be correcting some spelling mistakes and all. See, the initial class videos I just posted there. I said you all of you, you can ask your admin to add in the Google Classroom. I could see 172 people already in the Google Classroom. Okay, online, offline, everyone. Yeah. So just a minute. I'll do one thing. I will update this with the latest copy. And nothing else, spelling mistakes or anything. I corrected one more thing. What it is, in the notes what I given, I selected 6.0. Now we have 7.0. I corrected that 7.0. That doesn't matter. Okay, let me update. Browse. Okay, guys, how you're going to download this? Click on this. Click on the notes first. No problem. Could not preview. So much of pages are there. Could not preview. By default, it is going to download in PDF format. By default, it downloads in PDF format. Okay. See in the corner, you will see three dots. Click there.